We'll start here. I'll just show you this. That's the bolster there. It's a rectangular buckwheat bolster, and we have them available in the shop on rightbalance.ie if you're interested. But if you're watching this and you already have one, well then that doesn't matter because you already have one. So there's a couple of things on this. It's really good for just even sitting, observing your ribs over your pelvis, breathing into the ribs, drawing up with the pelvic floor and the abs, breathing in, drawing up and pulling in. It's obviously good for meditation as well if you're sitting doing a meditation session. That's a couple of things there. It's good for rollbacks because it's got a bit of height. I'll just pop that into the middle of the mat. So pelvic tilts, and I'll just go through a range of them, right? So if you're like that, just let your knees be out. Don't let your knees be up too high. Let your legs be out a little bit like that. And then I breathe in, I roll back, and then I come back up, and then I roll, and then come back up. And that only has to be small, it doesn't have to be a big movement. So as I roll, I pull in my stomach wall, then I come back up, like that. You can sit back, go a little bit further, like that. And you can stay long through your body, and you get your upper abs like that. And you sink into the roller, so you don't grip through your hip flexors, so you don't it's smooth as you roll down, there, like that. Keep pulling in your abs here, that way. I like to get a bit of length there, even if you were like that. I'll do an extension one with you in a minute. And so you got that smooth transition when you're coming up. Like that. You can use your arms a little bit, don't let your hands go lower than your shoulders. You'll get in on your upper abs, you'll feel that in your abs. That way. Use your breath, you'll feel your upper abs kick in. So it's really nice for that. So that's that one. Then, some lovely extension work here as well. Just pop that. So when I'm like, there's a load of different ways you can do stuff on this. So let's say I have it underneath the shoulder blades, right? Then I can do hands behind the head, I breathe in. Again, it's not moving, I sink into it, like that. Relax my jaw out, breathe into the upper ribs, an area that I'm constantly trying to kind of work with people for posture and so on as well, getting that width, staying out of the neck, staying out of, making sure you don't have round the upper back or flex through the upper back or round the shoulders, just working to the best of your ability to keeping that collarbone angle open. Up, breathe in, I go back. I breathe in, stay there, I breathe in, and then I come up. So good, like that way. Then there's a couple of other challenging ones. So you can go like this, you can roll back like that. You can reach back like that, you can come up, and you can come forward. And in case of trial and error, if you find you're too far away, just move yourself back. If you don't want to use your hips so much, right? Hands behind the head, it's a combination of a little bit of extension. Don't end up like that, like that's too much. Keep it there, you don't have to look behind you, right? And my gaze is still looking up at the ceiling. Then I come up. That way. You can round, you go back, just do one more, which you could do it this way as well. When I do this, I don't let my hands go lower than my shoulders, so I don't annoy the front of my shoulder joint. Really nice. That way, reaching back, and that way. You can do both ways. You can reach over, and then you can reach back. That way. Cool. That's that one. You can do side abs work like this. So I've got my hand, right, I'll just move because, yeah, like that. So I've got my hand underneath my head, my chin stays in line with my breastbone. I reach over, I'll get a stretch through the top of the ribs. You'll feel this top hand sliding up. And that, you're going after your obliques. Just come up to straight, from a side bend up to straight. So in other words, it's not like side bend and then up, because you're just going to wrench your back then, or it just keeps you from going into your lower back, right? Because we do both sides. So you breathe in, breathe out, and then back. I'm poking here because that's where I want you to feel it, right? The ribs go long from your pelvis, then I come into neutral. Go back and up. And you might feel this dig in a little bit, but I'm not going to keep you here for too long. And then that way, and then if you wanted to get adventurous, then you can bring the leg up like that. Pull in from the front and back, over and up, over and up. You can actually stay up then, and arms are long, in, out, in, that way, long, short, and long, short, long, over, lift, over, lift, over, lift. You feel it all here, yeah, and it's kind on the body because it's not moving like, and it's not that high, so yeah, it's really good that way. So that way, first one, hands sliding on the leg, over and up. Doesn't have to be that fast, it can be slower. Pull in, belly button in, and over, belly button in. Feel your obliques kicking in as well, that's why I'm kind of bringing you to this side area. Let your shoulder blades slide up and down, because it becomes about, then it's like your upper ribs, so you're not in your neck. If I'm moving through my upper back, I'm not going to go into my neck because my head is staying still. The only part that you're working in your neck is your lateral neck, which is helping stabilize, which is good for strength and conditioning of your neck anyway, but my head is relaxed in my arm. Breathe in, breathe out. Then this one, you can bring up and back, down and up, down and up. You start to feel down. Pull in and back and up and back. Good. And up, then long like that, and then elbow coming towards the knee. They don't have to touch. It's not like you don't have to do that because you're only going to round through your lower back. It's not about that. It's just about your lateral hip, and you're challenging your obliques because I'm up, like I'm not sunk down, right? I'm still under pressure on that waist side. It's good for all that lateral line. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Watch your shoulder and the arm. The palm can be facing forward like you're waving. It's kind on the shoulder joint. Down and up, down and up, and down and up. Good. Alright, that's that one. There's a couple other ones like this. You can rest it over your knees like that, right? Sitting behind the thing, and then I breathe in, and then I get a passive back stretch that way. There. That way. Nice way to stretch out. Good. Come back up to straight. I'll show you bridge work with it. So, bridge work. There I am. So just be careful when you're lifting your hips up that you don't hurt yourself. Like that. And then all you're doing is lifting up, and it's a small lift because it's more, you've less travel time because you're not landing down, right? Less travel time with your hips down, so it's more glutes concentrated and lower. And it's just make sure you're hip distance apart with your feet, and lower, and lift, and lift, and lower. Then you can actually come up like that. You can lift one leg and land it, lift the other leg and land it, and then back down. That's a bridge. Or you can do this kind of stuff with your foot on it, or sorry, with your pelvis on it, that way, and then back, and bend the leg in, using your abs, reach and back, reach and back, reach and then back, bend and lower, bend, point, reach, knee to knee, right, and back up, and reach, and back up, and reach, and point, bend, return, one more. There's a hamstring stretch there when you reach up, heel cuts through the air, point, it's like you're painting with your foot, 2, then back up, 3, then up, bend, return. There's other things you can do. There's one leg circle, like that. That's just a little circle with your hip elevated. If you are prone to kind of clicking the hip, with the hip elevated, it cuts out that, because you've got more stability just in this position, in a way, right? Your lower back's out of the equation. It's just the position you're in. It's the centering of the way your hip is in this angle. And then back, then you go the other way, and back. So I like that in a kind of relaxed way. And then sensating, imagine you have a pencil on your knee. It's kind of really relaxing, like. And then back. But it's also strength work in your hip. Yeah, it's relaxing, but it's strenuous at the same time. The other foot stays stable and still on the floor. And then my challenge here then is to use my abs to stop my pelvis from rotating and rocking from side to side. And the bolster will give you that feedback. You can feel if you're kind of rolling around on your tailbone or your sacrum. You shouldn't be kind of rotating, right? Then inhale, exhale. Go the opposite way. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Good, land down. Then I'll show you this stretch. This is a scissors one. Again, supported, right? Pull in. Make sure you're not slipping. You'll find that you're kind of sinking in the bolster. If you don't want that, you can flip the thing over. It's grand. The thing is fairly solid. You're not going to sink that much into it. Like, let's see, what am I doing? Okay, strong through the abs. Bring one leg up. Take a breath in. Bring the other leg up. Double tabletop, right? Actually, you could do a bit of that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So hold on. Breathe in. Bring one leg down. Take a breath in. Bring the other leg down. So I'll just show you. So you're in an extended position in a kind of a half a bridge, right, on this thing. So you breathe in. You bring one leg up. Take a breath in. Pull in the abs. You've got that feedback. You don't let your back arch any more than it is on this thing. You shouldn't be too arched anyway. Like your ribs to pelvis should be kind of closed. So your back shouldn't be hanging like in your back, if you know what I mean. You're strong through your abs. Breathe in. Then bring one leg down. Take a breath in. Bring the other leg down. Good. Breathe in. Bring one leg up. Breathe in. Bring the other leg up. Take a breath in. Bring one leg down. Breathe in. Bring the other leg down. I like the way the arms can be lifted as well, because it'll if your arms sometimes are lower, like your shoulders will track forward, especially if you're up high. So keep your hands like maybe on the bolster, and it'll stop your shoulders from turning in, or stop your shoulders from kind of like tipping forward a little bit. So that might help as well. And you can hold the bolster. It's not going to slip, but you can hold the bolster like with your hands on it, right? So then we go into double leg tabletop. Breathe in. Pull in, low level pelvic floor, drawing in the abs. Inhale, exhale, one leg up. Take a breath in, draw. Bring the other leg up like that, right? And then once you're happy like that, just breathe in, pull in. You can do overarm reach. Reach back that way, and back, and reach, and back, and reach, and back. And reach and back. Just watch your shoulders. You could do tabletop, toe taps, and back, nice little indirect stretch to the hip. It's really nice because the foot's going a bit lower. If you're going into your lower back, you don't have to go down so low. You can go down to there and back. It's kind of like a mid-range abs challenge anyway. And then you can go get in on the upper abs as well. Don't let those ribs flare too much. Keep solid through those upper trans abs, lower trans abs, not popping through your external abs. Such a nice angle. You feel that in the front of the thighs as well. Cool. And then having said that, then we go into the scissors one and switch. One more. Don't hang in the back, right? Bend the knees, breathe in, bring one leg down, take a breath in, bring the other leg down, lift the pelvis, pop the bolster out. Yep, come back up. I'll show you this quad stretch. Really nice. So I've got the bolster over the back of the calf. Just make sure you're okay in your knees and so on. You can prep this, you can kind of sit down on that. Yeah. That's your stretch for the front of your shins as well, because the weight of the bolster is kind of going on your legs, which is quite interesting. Yeah. So just watch your ankles on that as well. That's a lovely stretch for the front of your shins. And then you can travel back then a little bit like that. Pull in your abs here, like that. Feel that's an amazing stretch for the front of your thighs there, like that. Or you can have your arms out like that. And then you can keep your hips straight and get a little stretch that way. Or if that wasn't giving you enough support, you can kind of bring it up on its top end, like that on the side, sideways, right? So that, and you can have that like that, like my hands are like that. Brilliant stretch. Yeah. You can come back up. Have your hands there, keeping it upright, making sure it's not going to slip. Land your bum down on it, and then get a stretch that way. Don't let your knees go out too wide. That way. Watch your neck, keep your head looking forward. Try not to let your head hang too much. Brilliant stretch. Good. That's that one. Let's see. There's a bit of upper back work on it as well that can be done. It's like that. It's like a breaststroke. You got a bit of height there to come up. Like that. Just read. If you find that that's too high, you can kind of go up that way and then open out a bit that way. Get my arms out of the way there. So my elbows, my hands are in line with my temples, right? I round over, I let my shoulder blades relax, then I lift my shoulder blades, I reach my breast going forward, I breathe in. I let the ribs expand there, and then I lower down. I breathe in, I come up, I breathe in, I land down. I'll show you some leg extension. I'm just going to check the time on this. Yeah, we're close to. I'll show you leg extension work. And I think for the start, on a level 1 on this, it could be good, right? Could be enough on it, yeah? So I'm over, my pelvis is on it, my back isn't arched, my sacral angle. So if I put my hand behind my pelvis, my pelvic bone isn't kicking up because I'm too arched in my back if it is, because then there's no point in having this, right? So I'm kind of like, my pelvis is like to the back end of it, it's down towards my feet. So my lower abs are on this. I can feel the front of my hips are on this. So when I go down like that, so in other words, when I lift up, I shouldn't be arching through my back, because if I'm already arched in my back before I lift my legs, then you're going to go into your lower back. The whole sole purpose of this is providing a bit of height so you can have length in your lower back, so you can use your abs and your glutes without going into your lower back. So I lift up and then lower and back. And then there's a couple of ways you can do this. I can lengthen out my leg, so I extend my leg, working the front of my thigh, and then I lift up with the glute, and then I lower the foot, and then I bend the knee. I extend the leg, I lift up, recruit the glute, and it's about reaching the foot away from you. It's not about how high you come up. I land the foot, I bend the knee, and that can be integrated then into one smooth move. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. It's really good back care. Getting your glutes working, and back. Then, if you want to travel a little bit more forward, like that, and then lift both, you can do both legs, like that. It's kind of a funny one. It's like massaging the front of your hip flexors as well as you're lifting your legs. So from a fascial point of view, it's really good. From a connective tissue point of view, you're using your glutes to stretch your hips. Don't let it go into your lower back though, you're using your abs as well. So abs and glutes here. And then the rest is not knowing where you want to be, right? Or where you should be, that you're not in your lower back. And then back, and lift, and then back, and lift. You could turn out on that, laterally rotated. So heels together, toes apart. Your feet don't have to be together, they can be a little bit separated. Reaching away more so. That's all glute work there. Good, and then back in. That way. I'll do a little back stretch. This one. Like that. Like that. Breathe in. You can have a hint of a bend in the knees here, soften through your breastbone. And reach forward. That way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And relax it out. Well done. So that's a couple of things that you can do on the bolster, as well as just relaxing and having your feet resting on it and that kind of stuff as well. So it's really good. And thanks very much for watching. All right. See you soon. Take care. Bye.